You are probably repelling your ideal client without wanting to. We're going to talk today about this one mistake. As you know, I'm collecting data on my entrepreneurial journey so that I can come back with my discoveries to you. The data I collect is basically all of the mistakes that made my business stagnant for so many years, that made me struggle, that made me want to give up every other day, that made me be like, why? Why is it working for others? Why is it not working for me? Why am I applying all the tactics and the strategies, but I'm still not where I want to be? Why am I not flying first class? Why am I not buying my own island right now? Why am I not serving a fat ass community? Why am I disconnected from the people that I want to serve? Why is my following not growing on social media? Why? I was questioning why, and I tried many different things, what I thought would be working. I was just trying my best. Along those long years of struggle, of despair, of pain, I collected so much data, and now it's time for me to share my discoveries because I've learned a few interesting things. One of them is how, without wanting to, I was probably repelling my ideal client and the people I actually wanted to work with. Why? Because I was leading with my insecurities. And girl, I'm not the only one. And probably you're doing it in very subtle ways too. I see it everywhere. The fitness coach was sharing about her morning cellulite or what was going on in her mind when she took one picture and she didn't find her body attractive. The relationship coach who is sharing all of the drama and the chaos that is happening in her relationship right now, just to prove that she's also going through it, just to prove that she's human, that she also suffered from that, just to be relatable. The mindset coach who is sharing about all of her current insecurities just to prove to her audience, I feel you, I know you, I relate to you, I really know what it's like, look at me, oh my God, poor me, I'm also going through this. I see it everywhere, and I know the reason for that is being relatable and creating connection with the audience. I get that. This is the fine line between vulnerability and oversharing. And I feel like for a while, Instagram became this oversharing place. And it's amazing because people are going to connect with you because they're going to be like, oh my God, thank you for talking about this. And I think there is definitely a place for that. I think it's important to infuse that in our brand, but it also erodes authority. And I think, therefore, it erodes sales. This is how we give our ideal client the ick. This is how we repel them without wanting to. Because in the end, what we want is to connect. It comes from the heart. It comes from a desire to be in integrity as well. This is why I love you and I respect you for doing that, because it shows that we just want to be real. We want to lead with the truth and authenticity and honesty. So that's why we're sharing what's going on. We can tell really powerful stories, infusing our vulnerabilities and what we've been through and how it was painful to serve our audience without drowning in our own drama, in our own insecurities. That was actually, in full transparency, one of my goals for 2025. I wanted to let my insecurities aside. I wanted to take my insecurities, be like, you are allowed to exist. All of my doubts, all of my smallness, every time I feel too small, not smart enough, not good enough, like all of my insecurities, I was like, I take you in a little box and then put this box somewhere, elsewhere, not in my business. This has no place. I can talk about the past to tell a story. I can use that as a powerful way to connect in the storytelling, but I don't want to let my insecurities run my business because I see it so much. All the women that are scared of applying real strategies, of claiming what they are here to deliver because they're afraid. They're afraid that they won't meet the standard. They're afraid of bragging. They're afraid of showing off. And I think we need to show off more in, of course, a regulated, embodied, kind way, but we need to show off more. We need girls to be more proud of what we do and our accomplishment and the skills we have and how we can actually serve other people. When I say it erodes authority, it doesn't mean that you need to be flawless, perfect in order to deliver a product or a service in integrity, right? You are 100% allowed to have your insecurities, and even if you're not allowed, you're gonna have them, because guess what? I feel like even the biggest people, they at some point have insecurities. We all do. It's like, you're not different. Just some people are really good at putting them aside and not letting the insecurities run the show, and others are just swallowed by the insecurities, and it's so big they cannot even see outside of that. They don't even see their beauty, they don't even see their expertise. And once you're stuck in your insecurities, it's really hard to pull yourself out of it. It's kind of like eating you alive. It's really dark, but this is at least my experience. So it's not about being perfect. It's not about being flawless. You can still be 100% human, messy, chaotic, and share that aspect of you while also fucking bragging, being proud of yourself, knowing your worth, knowing how you actually can help someone. And guess what? We already know you have insecurity because we all do. So it's not a surprise. Like, you don't have to talk about it all the time. And some people, they don't talk about it to connect. It's not necessarily what they use in their content, but you can tell with their energies that they don't dare to say what they mean. They are just like trying to have a bland content to serve and to talk to everyone. They're not really going after speaking. They're not really speaking their truth. They're not really saying what they want to say. They're trying to please everyone. I talked about this in a previous episode about how sometimes I wish I could share something, not necessarily sharing my food directly, but if I have a cute picture at a restaurant or something, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to upset the vegans. And it's this mindset of, oh my God, I just don't want to upset anyone. I don't want to be canceled. I don't want, and what if I change my mind later? So we're like diluting our expression. This is something I've done for a long time, so I really know what it's like. The thing is, you have precious skills. You have an expertise. You have something that you master and that you can help people with. Maybe it's your experiences, your life experiences. You can actually help people with that. So I'm not telling you to not mention your insecurities or to never mention them, but I'm telling you to give yourself permission to know what you know and to stop trying to be relatable. I feel like people need a mix between, oh, I see myself in her, I relate to her, and I'm inspired by her, and she holds the key for something that I want. Vulnerability connects. It's true. This is what a very strong personal brand does. It connects with their audience. They can trust them because they're not trying this performance and trying to be perfect all the time. But so vulnerability connects, but leading from your insecurities is going to ruin your business because you're going to erode that authority, erode the inspiration, erode the, oh, I think she's cool, because you need to think you're cool. I'm going to take such a random example, and I don't know if it actually applies, but I'm still 100% obsessed with hair. So let's imagine we have a hair extension company. The goal for this company is, yes, for them is to sell hair extension, to have more clients, but it's also selling an idea, a lifestyle, beauty. Like, you're gonna look so much better with long hair. And imagine if a company like that would sell from insecurities, being like, oh, sometimes my hair is like this, but sometimes, oh, I'm selling hair extension. As I said, I don't know if it actually applies, but in my head it's clearer than what is coming through my mouth right now. Let's take this example of the hair extension again to really differentiate how we can use insecurities and vulnerability to connect and to actually make more sell, and what would be a way to erode the business. Okay, to erode the trust, the authority, the inspiration that we get from it. Imagine the hair extension is using powerful storytelling of like, I know what it feels like to want to do a photo shoot or to get married or to have a public speaking event and wanting to look so beautiful and having not enough hair, like super thin hair, and it doesn't look gorgeous and you want this wow effect. Like, I know what it feels like. That can be a part of your storytelling. Or I wanted to find hair extension to look better on my wedding day, and as I was searching for that, I couldn't find a product that was high quality enough and affordable enough, so I had to find a way. And this is how I build my hair extension business. We have a powerful storytelling here. And of course, that would be something to work further on and to have an actual real embodied story. But on the other side, it would be like always showing yourself without the hair extension to show just how terrible you feel and how insecure you are about your hair every single day. Like, People don't want to see that. People want to see you with the hair extension. They don't want to see you with your messy bun every day. They want to see you with the glowing hair, rocking your outfits, rocking your wedding, and being inspired by this and being like, oh my God, this is what I want too. Again, I'm not 100% confident in my example here, but I'm sure you get what I mean. We can use insecurities almost to our advantages, right? Almost as a way to become amazing storytellers. Just like the fitness coach. I honestly don't give two fucks about the cellulite of my fitness coach. I don't give two fucks about how she felt this morning when she looked at herself in the mirror and she's in a bulk phase right now, so she's gaining a little weight. I don't give two fucks. That's not inspiring to me. You know what I want to see? I want to see her working her glutes at the gym and looking bomb. I want to see her going on a night out with her girlies and seeing her abs through the amazing, sexy, feminine dress she has. I want to see her muscly back on the balcony looking over Paris. I'm just going crazy in my head right now with examples. I don't know what is happening to me. But I want to see that so that I can be like, this is what I want. I want to hire this girl because I see the results of what I want. So she's not leading from her insecurities. If she's leading from her insecurities, I'm going to be like, okay, cool girl. Like we all do. I also feel insecure about my cellulite, but I'm not going to hire this girl. I'm going to hire the one who makes me dream. I'm going to hire the one who is inspirational. But also if you're just inspirational and you don't have a proper strategy behind it, you're not going to sell either. Because it's not just about being inspirational, because then you're going to have people in your DMs be like, oh my God, I'm so inspired by you. But I feel like people also buy from inspiration, from dream. If you buy an iPhone, this is being part of a community, right? Like you want to belong. There is a dream, there is a vision. Are we on the same page? And I think behind all of this is something we do, women, where we make ourselves feel smaller than we actually are because we don't dare to shine, to take up space, and to know what we know. To be like, I know what I know. I know my worth. I know that I'm an expert on that. I know I can help people with that. I know I have the experiences of life, my own experiences, my trainings, my certifications, whatever, to help someone. And I'm positioning myself as the solution. And I'm claiming it fully. So not only showing and displaying the insecurities is ruining your business and repelling your ideal clients, but it's also just draining your magic. Girl, you know what you know. You're good at what you do. And I know you know that, but also somewhere along the way, sometimes you forget. And the world don't need to know about that. You can journal, you can talk to your besties and your girlies about this. There is a place and time. But if you see the biggest brands, they infuse vulnerability, they infuse their stories, they display some of their insecurities, but it's mixed within a bigger strategy of a lot of inspiration. They balance out with showing off and showing how cool and amazing their service, product, or themselves, if they have a personal brand, actually are. That's what we need to master too. And I say we because this is the data I have collected along the years. I look at my past contents because I'm really trying to get better with content, marketing, copywriting, my obsession in 2025. And I'm like, oh my God, I was really running from my insecurities. And every time I'm posting something, I'm like sometimes tempted to add more context. Like, no, but guys, I'm struggling. It's hard. My life is hard. Oh my God. But I'm just trying. I make myself just smaller than I actually am instead of bragging. So this is an invitation to brag more. And you can start practicing with your friends. I love Mama Gina's, all of her work. This is a work that I always recommend when we do the feminine work. It's even some of the mandatory reading in my online course, Femme Sensuelle, about femininity, magnetism, and how to really tap into your feminine energy. There is the book of Mama Gina where she talks about that. She is big on bragging. Like, we need to have sister circles where we're bragging about how cool we are, how amazing we are. I think that is really important. So stop sharing about your insecurities so much. Brag. Be proud of yourself, become obsessed with yourself and your brand. I think when I had the biggest success in my business, I'm trying to remember exactly what I did to drag so much attention and to really have people magnetized to my offers. And I've been trying to see if it was like more strategic, more mindset, more embodiment. And I think one of the biggest key of my golden age of my business was when I was just the shit and was feeling like it. I really loved myself. And I've always knew that self-love is the best business strategy. So I'm trying to reapply that, to rebuild this sense of self-love and to position myself like I know what I know. It doesn't mean I'm better. It doesn't mean I'm the best. It doesn't mean I have to be put on a pedestal either, right? There is a right place, but it's that inner grounded, peaceful confidence of like, I know what I know. And I'm going to show off with my beautiful hair extension, which by the way, I don't need because my hair has grown so much, isn't it? They're not perfect today, but they're, oh my God, Lika. This is the energy we want, right? It's like, oh, I'm good. Like I have good things about me. I have good things about my business. I have good things about my product, and I'm going to push that a lot more and only use my insecurities as storytelling juice materials. Are we on the same page? This is what we're doing from now on. I want to see you shine. I want you to be so proud, so obsessed with your work. I follow this photographer. She's so good at this. She posts her work being so obsessed with her work. But it's not a fake confidence. It's not just for marketing purposes. It's true. It's embodied. She thinks she is this shit. So we need to build enough self-love, self-trust, self-esteem, self-confidence, like just being like so obsessed with herself in a good way so that it transpires through everything we do. And I think then everything becomes easier. Of course, with the right tactics and strategies and learning all the things we need to learn about how to talk to our audience, how to grow the audience, how to become better at sales, etc., etc. But everything becomes easier when we're obsessed. And when we're obsessed with something, it's naturally magnetic. If I obsess with this new cup, this is my boyfriend's one. I love prettier ones. Okay, I'm going to choose this one. If I'm obsessed with my hair clip, I'm like, this is the best hair clip I ever had in my life. Oh my God. You're going to tell all your girlies. You're going to be like, oh my God, I will never change. I would never go back to another one because this one is perfect for I don't know what reason. But when you're obsessed with something, it's so contagious. You want to share it with the world. And that's why I believe in creating amazing products, amazing offers that are top of the top of the top of the best, so that you have no choice but being so confident in what you're selling because you know it's the shit and you know you are the shit. So become obsessed with yourself. Becoming obsessed with yourself as a leader, as a CEO, is really what I called the radical shift. The radical shift is moving from a business that feels like a hobby because you don't position yourself as the business owner. This is why it was my intention in 2025, because I had this weird time in my business with my business being stagnant, making no money, struggling, just feeling like a failure. Then I moved into being pregnant and motherhood. And I was like, okay, I really want to go back to my business. I really want to have that foundation. I really want to collect all the data. Data? Or data? How do you say data? Okay, excuse my French. I'm your little Frenchy girl. Okay, so I collected all of those data and I was like, I'm rebuilding something new. And so I had to go through a second radical shift. Radical shift is one of the 5 pillars of my unique framework. Lika's method is one of the 5 of the framework that I use for myself, with my clients, and it's really about shifting into your CEO identity. And shifting into your CEO identity means that you're going to lead with that kind of frequency of trusting yourself, and all of your insecurities are going to be next. Like, I don't want you here, you're not driving. So if you want to deepen that work, as well as tackling the 4 other pillars, which are the 3 S's, is sexy, structure, and systems. So it's everything that goes in the back end of the business so that you have the foundation, the solid foundation to not get burned out, exhausted, and completely confused about your business. Then we also have business models blueprint, which is having this seamless, fit like a glove business model that fits your dreams, desires, level of energies, your own design. Like, how do you function as a human being? What feels good, what doesn't? And what are your highest best skills and what are your not so confident skills? So we built the business structure, the business model blueprint around who you are, because I believe the best strategies, the only best strategy that ever existed, is following a strategy that is applicable to you and your life and what you're selling, the size of your audience, etc., etc., etc. Then we have brand positioning. Brand positioning is basically people just trust your brand and you have a brand that feels like you. And it's not a copy-pasted version of someone else. It's just you. Something about your energy is transpiring through everything you do, so that when people they come across, they're like, oh, I want to work with this person and I want to work with this person. You know what I mean? Like the difference, like really positioning yourself and your brand is, I claim that is going to create this sensation for your clients of, I trust her and I vibe with her because I know that's her. Have you ever seen on Instagram, that cracks me up all the time, those pages about businesses, they have this feed where it's only informations and I don't know, what is naturopathy? And oh, let me teach you about this new traditional Chinese medicine thing. Those Canva templates everywhere. There is no soul. There is no real brand building behind it. Yes, they have a color theme. Yes, but you don't feel them. You don't feel their essence. That's what we're trying not to do. And finally, we also have marketing, basically building a presence that converts. So we want people to feel irresistibly attracted to your offers and they're like, I want it, I want it, I want it. So much so that it's irresistible. They have to buy from you. This plus everything we talked in this episode is, to me, the 5 pillar systems that needs to happen for us to find the success that we want and to serve the people that we want. So now, get your ass in Business Activator. This is where we work on that one-on-one so that, again, it's very tailored to you, your needs, your business, where you're at. And we can finally have strategies in place that brings your CEO identity and your brand and your business and your income to the next level. All you have to do is DM me Activate on Instagram and we will chat. With that being said, have a lovely week and I talk to you next Friday. Mwah.